Hi, Flosstube. She's Nancy, and I'm Laura, and we are the Addicted Sisters. Oh, Nancy just said bad words, bad words, bad words. We've had a rough start. This picture is brought to you all the way from 1968. That's our brother, Charles, Chuck, in his uniform. I think he's just home from boot camp. That's Nancy in that light-colored dress. I couldn't tell if it was pink or white. And that's me in the little denim dress with my little purse.
I need to look at that. Oh, that one was pink.
I couldn't quite tell from that picture, but yeah, that's it. And we loved having him home. And
Laura being a little fashionista there with her purse.
Oh, that's normal, right?
Yeah.
So
you do
today,
love your purses.
I do. Welcome to Flosstube number 25. It is July 22nd, 2018. My table is way far away from me.
Well, I know. That's what I was just thinking.
I'm like leaning up to look. Yeah, don't need to do that.
No.
Just don't need to do that. We did not have a ton of questions this week. In fact, the one that I was going to address is Lisa Wright wants to know about over one faces. And I didn't bring a piece because we've got something we're doing, and I just didn't want to haul it around, and I didn't want to leave it in the car all day either.
Yeah.
But basically, Lisa, when you're going over two, instead of making one big X over two, which is really over four squares, you make four little stitches over one. It's really over one stitching, and you substitute that. And on those lavender and lace patterns, as she progressed, she started putting...
Oh, she added that?
Yeah, she would give you, you know, that it would be charted one way, and then on the side she would have like the over one chart.
An alternate.
So that you could do that. Oh, and I was going to tell...
And it really does make them look really fine and pretty.
She even started doing it for the hands if they show. And
that's true.
They were not so much, you know, like this then. They were more hands.
Yeah,
so
softer.
Really pretty. On my personal side, we have moved our shop to Shopify. And so if you look us up now, you can just go to Love You More Studios with the S on the end .com.
Oh, okay.
And we are there on Shopify. Katie's got things all up. We're doing a special edition Harry Potter box this week. Ooh. We're really excited. And there are about 7 or 8 of those left if that's something that you're really into, and you can do that. Today in the book world, Sundays, always in the book world, are Sock Sunday. So Katie chose this for us to do, and we call this one Sock Monkey Sunday.
I love sock monkeys. Reminds me of Granny.
You know what?
She used to make one of those for every single grandchild, and she had a bunch.
I don't remember having one at home, but I remember she had one in her play cabinet out there.
She may have stopped by the time you came along.
Maybe I was kind of one of the end. This is not one that's selling really big, and obviously my kitty has been close to this, but
it's cute.
This is a flannel, and inside we just did kind of a retro print just to make it.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
Flannels are always interesting because they either want flannels to be baby stuff or just like color. And there's not a lot of, there aren't always a lot of things to play with. But this sock monkey we thought was pretty cute.
He's cute. He's cute.
So shout outs. Who did you watch?
Well, I didn't get a lot of stuff in this week, so I'm going to be kind of short.
And I'm looking to get mine in order here because I forgot my book.
But last Saturday, we sat down after we were done recording, and we watched a few. So we watched some new people. The first one is Blue Horse, Yellow Cow. And we watched her very first Flosstube. She's in a suburb of Chicago. She seemed very genuine, which I really liked. You know, she was just very calm and really enjoyed stitching. I liked when she said, play with the floss color against the fabric. Oh, no, wait a minute. She liked
the
play of the floss. She liked the play of the floss. That's
against
why
the fabric.
That's why she's into cross stitching, because she was in other crafts and came to cross stitch and liked that.
You sound like you need a drink. Are you?
I'm getting close.
Okay. And then
we watched Mel, Patchy Pony Stitcher.
in Australia.
Yes.
We love Australians. We love that accent.
Yeah. And she, let's see, I have, her only finished piece was Bears on a Line. I don't know the name of it, but that's what they were, bears hanging out on a clothesline. And I was just astounded. Her return to cross-stitching, she started on this horse piece. And it was a full coverage.
It was like a Heaven and Earth Designs or something big like that. Really, really cool.
It is. And then she just jumped right in and was doing tea dyeing. So she had some cute fabric. I liked her Queen Bee, which was from the Cross Stitch Studios.
Yes,
I thought that was
so
gorgeous.
cool.
I'm going to have to
It went on our
that.
wish list, both of us.
And I had to write this comment down because she would tell people that she was cross stitching, and they'd say, "Aren't you a bit young for that?"
I don't think of myself as old.
I don't either.
You know, and of course, I've been cross stitching for a long time.
Yeah.
So, and I've been doing some sort of handwork since I was like 6 or 7.
Very
so
small.
For me, it's never about an age thing. It's just when you jump in and what you do.
Yes. So that was my list.
Now, I, on the other hand, have been sewing like mad, and so you've seen some of my photos pop up on Instagram where I take pictures of myself watching TV and sewing, and I have the headphones on and a whole bit. So this week I started with my subscriptions because I'm behind, and I feel like, you know, it's hard to add new people when you keep wanting to go back and do. I mean, it's like stitching. It's hard to start a bunch of new stuff when you want to get to your older ones.
Yeah, be a monogamous stitcher almost.
So the first one that I caught up with was Crafty Cat Stitching. I watched numbers 15 through 17.
Woo.
She worked on a birthday project by Rovaris, the Life Tree. It was really cool. And then her Mania, I liked this, and you might like this. She did one project per week. So she only started 4 or 5 new projects. And they were not projects. They were more manageable things. And she really, it was cool. She also made a project bag for her 500 subscriber giveaway. And that was so awesome. She likes, she has very specific colors that she likes, and you see that in her work. She's so glad to be done with Mania. She's wanting to get back to her other whips. She currently has 14.
14.
Even if you reverse those numbers, that's not my number of whips.
I think I have more than that.
Oh, and I liked this. She calls it Cross Stitch Rewind. Those are her previous finishes.
Oh,
I love that.
That's a cool way to do it.
So, Kath, you know what I want to know is, can Nancy and I borrow that?
Yeah,
because I really like that.
Really,
that's cute.
That's cute.
And she showed her first linen project from 1988, which was a clock sampler. But when she ordered it, you know, in 1988, you really didn't have a lot to be able to do. But when it got to her, everything was great except the clock was broken.
Oh.
And she never returned it because that's such a pain.
Yes.
So she's framed it. It doesn't matter. It's really gorgeous either way. And now the thing is, you know, things have come around, so it looks kind of retro in the very best way. It just was really cool. I'm going to try and do this fast because otherwise we could be here for days. I caught up with D Squared. I watched their last couple of videos. Donna and Deb. Oh my gosh, they have me in stitches the whole time.
They're a fun couple.
They talked about retreats that they've been to. They went to a retreat that was in, I didn't quite get the whole thing, but it was kind of in a lodge, and then they were in a separate building. So they stitched in one building, and they stayed over in another building.
Okay.
And the building where they slept, the heat went out.
Oh.
And I mean, it should have been late enough that it was okay, but you know, we had all the late snows.
Yes.
And it was so funny because Deb was in her PJs she had her PJs under her clothes because she was so cold. And they showed pictures from the retreat of people stitching, and like they're all bundled up. You can see little fingers. There were fingerless gloves and things. Oh my gosh. It was just funny. They did some really fun projects at the first one, and it was really cold at the second one. And then Donna did a separate video just by herself, and it's called Donna's Whip Parade. And she has one that's called I can't talk, Mischievous Monster.
Oh.
And it was hysterical. Yeah.
You gotta find it.
It was cute. It was really cute. So then I went on to Gulf Coast Stitcher, Julie. Where did that go? I just had it. I tapped the right one. We'll try this. No. It keeps bringing the same one up when I do this. Maybe I can just look and see this. But I watched Julie. She's getting ready to go on vacation with her daughter.
Oh.
And they're going to go. Julie's a little nervous because they're going to be staying in the barracks. And she said she's a comfort girl and she's just not sure about staying in the barracks. But she's going to make it work.
I'm with you, Julie.
Yeah. She started a big sampler.
Oh.
And really pretty. But her fabric, instead of being this way, she had it on her Q-snaps or whatever she uses, she had it this way.
Oh, no.
So not enough fabric. So she said her daughter talked her down. Sarah talked her down. And she's going to restart it, and she's still going to do it. So she's just breathing. Just breathe, Julie. And seriously, if you want me to rip that out for you, if you want me to carefully unstitch that for you,
that sounds better than rip it out.
Yeah. Remember, you're our sister. You already asked, so you're our sister. Send it to me. I have done that for my sister. Yep. I'll do that for you. Send it to me. Nancy might even do it and get some aggression out on the house sale. So.
But I wouldn't tear your fabric up.
And it's a 1/4 yard piece is what I was saying about that.
Wow.
Then I caught up with Pam and Steph, Just Keep Stitching, because by the time I got there, they had made... Now, I only had one to watch.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So they're going to come to Galleria.
Oh, fun. I'll get to meet you.
So I'm hoping... And they have a cool thing from their LNS. They have annual summer stitching days. And it's 2 Saturdays in a row. And they're themed. You can choose. You pay to go to one day or the other. Or you can pay and go to both.
All right.
But it's kind of a cool thing. And they got all these themed things, you know. And it was like at a community center or something. And they just all sat and stitched together for the day.
Oh, right. That's cool.
It was really nice. Yeah. So then I went on with Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World. I'm trying to see how this stuff goes. There we go. Sorry.
She forgot a book, so her husband, Jeff, took photos of it, and they're just one big long line now.
But for some reason, when I'm trying to tap them and bring them up, it's only bringing up one. So now I'm having to really look. But anyway, Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World. Always love to catch up with her. That's another Julie. She finished. Now I went back a few because she is the one who did 50 starts in 50 days for Stitch Mania. And I wanted to see it all. And I really didn't have all that much to catch up. So I went back to May for her. She finished a Paula Vaughn piece for her mom, and oh my gosh, it was so pretty. And I love those. Those Paula Vaughn pieces.
Is that the one where it was the porch?
I think so, yeah. And they're so nostalgic. Yeah.
How pretty.
Then she showed a piece by Not Forgotten Farm called Parson Brown. And it was the cutest thing. In the meadow we can build a snowman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Parson Brown. Which I think could be a fun piece to do as a companion piece to the Baby It's Cold Outside from Heartstrings Samplery that I got.
Fun.
Yeah. Then she was talking about You and I and Friends. I was in the Black Sheep Club, which was from You and I and Friends. And it was Cam Slagle and Barbara Stark, I think were their names. And they're in Colorado. And they did great things. They did... So they each designed on their own. And the way you know is that if you look at the bottom of the pattern where they have their names, the copyright in their names, whoever's name is first is who designed the pattern.
Oh.
So one of them designed...
Quick and easy trick there, huh?
Yep. One of them designed real whimsical designs, and the other one designed really great houses and, you know, kind of prim. I mean, they're both kind of prim, but like Long-Legged Bird is one of theirs.
Okay. So while you're there, tell me what prim means.
It means primitive stitching. And you know, they've asked all the designers, and the designers are having a hard time too, coming up with what it means. It means you're willing to let it be grungy, dirty, not perfect, wabi-sabi, you know, a little wonky. It's, you know, it's supposed to look worn. It's supposed to look not pristine.
Because when I think of prim stitcher, when I think of the word prim, I think of prim and proper. So that's
and they're shortening prim to primitive, or primitive to prim, sorry.
That's what I was wondering.
Julie also showed some Jane Austen samplers from Sampler Girl. I don't have any of those, and I love Jane Austen. Doggone it, I should have gotten some. And then, oh my gosh, okay, so she's finally... You could see in the videos when she finished Mania, there was like this huge weight lifted off her. And she said she's not sure she'll do that next year. And if she does, she'll probably think about it a little more. And she may do the thing that like Pam and Steph said they're doing. I don't remember what they called it. But when you get to next year, whatever you started on the first, if you finished it, you can start a new project. If you haven't, you've got to pull that out and work on it. So that you don't just keep making more and more and more.
From the previous year.
Yes.
Okay.
So whatever I started on the first this year, if I'm not done, it is done. So, you know, but if I were not done, then I would need to work on that project. Otherwise, choose a new one and throw it in.
Okay.
That's not a rule. That's how they're choosing to do it. But it's kind of a good one.
Yeah.
Because you'll mix in some whips and some new things.
Yes.
But her friend, Ginger, who is Gigi in Stitches on Flosstube, challenged her to finish 25 projects from June to the end of the year.
Okay. You can do that.
Julie,
you can do that.
Well, she doesn't do very many small things.
Oh, so maybe not.
Here's the deal. I got your back. If you need some help, send me a project and I will stitch on it. I will not finish it, but I will get it really close so that you will finish it. I see it now.
Yeah, I don't know where he's from. It's a little critter.
But send me a project and I will work on it for you and help you get to that 25.
Well, isn't that nice of you?
So I'm already for the year, I'm at like 18 finishes, something like that. So I'm feeling like my stitching mojo, oh my goodness, he's got to go away. My stitching mojo is pretty strong and I would love to help you out. You message me and we'll talk privately. So, but I would help you out.
What an offer.
Then I watched Kay's cross stitch. I love to watch Kay.
Yes.
She was working on her nativity and lots of knitting. Oh. And, oh my gosh. She also, I think it's her work pieces, Inspiration by Rosewood Manor. I don't remember seeing that one before. And it is beautiful.
I don't know that one.
So, and Kay also loves purple, so,
yes,
you know, it's fun to watch her. And the cute thing was, I think she's the one who wrote back, oh my gosh, I'm fangirling out because I said something about her video. And that's so sweet to me because, you know, we're just us.
I just love it when people do that because you don't think of yourself, you know,
as being anything special.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, I'm trying. He took like the same picture over and over and over. Oh, okay. So then I watched Kindred Stitcher. Yeah, see, it keeps bringing that same one up.
Well, if you hit it and then scroll, will it scroll?
I don't think so.
Oh,
maybe.
there you go.
Okay. So then I watched. Yeah, where'd she go? Kindred Stitcher, and she is working on her hoity-toity sampler, which is so fun to watch. Lisa stitches beautifully. She does a lot of smaller counts. She does a lot of samplers.
Yes.
She is not afraid of color.
No.
She is wonderful to watch. And she's one of those Pacific Northwest stitchers, so she's great. She also made some cool project bags.
She does.
And some of them, she took her smaller cross-stitch pieces and she incorporated them into the bags.
Yes.
And she uses really cool charms or whatever she comes up with.
Yeah.
To make a pull.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
she had some, I don't know if it was on that video or not, but gorgeous florals.
Mm-hmm.
And
and she's a Mirabilia stitcher. So if you watch her, you get to see a lot of Mirabilia stuff. In fact, if you haven't watched her before, she has a review of the Mirabilia retreat. And you get to see, she took great video, and you get to see a lot of stuff from that.
See, I haven't caught up with anybody. I feel so deprived.
Yeah, well, that's the bonus for me. Now, it's all going to go away in about 3 weeks when I go back to school.
Yeah.
But that's the other reason I wanted to really catch up. Then I watched Kitten Stitcher, Teresa. I missed the sleepover. She had a sleepover in June.
Oh.
And it was a virtual sleepover. And it was really fun. I watched the video. And I asked her, are you going to do it again? And she said yes. She thinks probably in September because she's got some things in August that will keep her too busy. But watch for that. That'll be... But September, I don't know. Well, maybe she hasn't thought about that. Or maybe she'll do it from Galleria because Teresa's going to be at Galleria. If you are not watching Teresa, she is dyeing fabric. And I am loving that.
I haven't seen it yet.
And she showed a lot of cool things. She showed some You and I and Friends. And in fact, she read articles on a couple of people. And one of them was You and I, and the other was Birds of a Feather. Now, I already knew about the who signs first is who designed it. But she does read you the article and say that in there. But she also talked about using sawdust for finishing to do your smalls. And she said it's got a great feel. It's got a great smell. So if anybody has access to sawdust and wants to send me some sawdust, I would love to try it and see how it goes. And just contact me. I'll send you my address. You can mail me whatever you want to mail me, but I would love to just try some sawdust. Then I watched, oh yeah, she's trying to get me to do this. Then I watched Lisa Clark. If there is a Flosstuber that you are not watching that you should be, it's Lisa Clark. She is a teacher. She moved back, I think from Florida back to Michigan to be close to family because she has grandchildren and she gets Mimi time with her grandkids. And she does some beautiful, beautiful work. She had a bunch of patriotic finishes. I watched 3 or 4 she had one video where her technology was just not working for her. And she said it was Flosstube and it cut her off. So there were 3 parts to the last video, and then I watched a couple more. One of them, she did Liberty Birds, and that was my favorite. It was so cool. I haven't seen that. She talked about her thoughts on stashing. I think she's felt some guilt about having so much stash. Probably because they're trying to clean out and make a guest room. And it was supposed to be her craft room, and everything's gotten thrown in there. And she's been kind of feeling like maybe her stash is too much and in the way. And she's just decided that, she works hard for her money, and she should be able to stash, and she should be able to put it away for her retirement time. And by golly, it's her thing and it makes her happy. And Lisa, you do you.
Yeah.
It should be.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I do feel guilty about it, but you know, I enjoy just walking in and being able to see it and touch it and fondle it
and just picking things up.
Yeah.
I mean, so much of the time you can stash for a very tiny amount of money.
Yeah.
And it's not really that big a deal.
No.
And, you know, so when you have those lean times, you can still stash and be picking up some little things that you need. She does the kind of finishing, the soft finishing, where she sews around all four sides and then makes a little X in the back to turn it right side out. And then she puts a yo-yo on it.
Oh,
and
okay.
she makes the yo-yos while she travels. And she did a quick little tutorial on how she did that. But
okay.
I'm not sure I got that, Lisa. I think I'm going to have to talk to you. But, oh my gosh. She found, okay, she called this her box of shame, which is her box of finishes that are not fully finished.
Oh.
I don't call that a box of shame. I call that the magic box. It was full of magic, Lisa Clark. You own that, girl. And you know what she did? She went through it all. She had such a good time. See, this is why our stash is so fun. She had such a good time going through all of her finishes, and she pulled out all of her patriotic finishes, everything that she could use for like July and August, and she finished them.
Oh, wow.
So she probably added, I don't know if she hit a dozen, but it was close.
Wow.
And did all the finishing and got all the little yo-yos on the back. And she
Nice.
has a vintage button collection, and she put a button in the middle of every yo-yo. So, you know, she's like, oh, I've been wanting to use this button, and it's just perfect for this project. And, I mean, it was so fun to watch her. So all of you out there, go watch Lisa Clark. And it's Clark with an E on the end. And she's just...
I think I have watched her, but I can't.
She's just lovely.
I can't remember right now.
She's just lovely. And I know that I watched, I don't know if he didn't quite get the end of it here for me. I mean, that was a lot already, right?
Yeah.
But I know that I got up to, so that was an L. And I know I got up to Pretty Southern, and that's who I'm watching right now.
Oh, okay.
So, Linda Jo, I am catching up with you, and oh my gosh, girl, I am having such a good time watching you. You are always so funny, and
Yes.
don't take this the wrong way. You are squirrely in the best possible way, and I love it. Because I'm a little squirrely, so
yeah.
I mean it was fun. I had a good time. I just felt like, you know, I was sewing like mad, and I was having a great time.
Good.
So that's it for shout outs. And we are at almost 30 minutes.
Woo.
Yeah. So we liked you guys. Tips on being a floss tuber. Oh, we didn't write one down.
No, we didn't.
I have one.
Okay. Let's go.
Always wear lipstick. I'm going to write that down as our tip.
Okay.
Now there's a reason. Okay, if you're somebody who has more well-defined lips, you're fine.
Thin lips like mine.
Well, like, okay, if you watch Pam and Steph, I don't believe that Stephanie wears lipstick. However, her mother Pam does.
Okay.
And you can see her lips. Now, today I wore a really light one that's a little more natural. I think you can still get it. I have a hard time seeing with, you know. But Nancy goes in and puts on lipstick. Nancy will look at me before we start, and she'll go, oh, I forgot my lipstick.
Yeah.
And what it does is that otherwise you are like, there's just a hole here talking.
Hole in your face.
Yeah. So wear your lipstick. And you know what? You act a little different when you put on your lipstick.
Sometimes you do, yeah.
Although
it's kind of a
Nancy said some naughty words with that lipstick on. So,
well, something didn't go quite right.
But that, I'm going to say that's our tip, because that's a quick
Okay.
one, and we didn't have time to
That's good.
think about it. Do you have any floss tubers you've seen that people are not watching?
No.
I mean, a lot of those people that I talked about today, I don't know that people are watching a lot of them. And our Kansas City girls, oh my gosh. I love them.
Jeannie
Swartz, Swartz.
Sarah, the backward stitcher.
And Kristen, and she's Ian, Krist Ian, at Lily Pad Revivals. And see, I finished up Kristen because I was partway through the last one last week when we had to leave to go somewhere. So
Julie,
I finished her up.
One? Julie does not. Okay.
So that's who we know it. But you know, I'm trying to catch up with my list, and I know, okay, so I got past those people. Bindi Stitchy put her new one out. Kitten Stitcher put another one out. I did not go back and watch because I'm trying to get all the way through one time. I think I have 8 people left on my list, and I just want to catch up. And there are people that I want to go back and watch, like what they did through Stitch Mania. I think Lisa Clark alluded to some things, and I would like to go back and see what she did.
I want to see some of the retreat ones because I haven't even had a chance to sit down and watch those.
Hey, if you went to any of the retreats and you took video and you have it posted somewhere, will you just link us, tag us, however you need to do it, and just let us know so that we can watch.
That'd be great.
We're interested. Next we wanted to talk about, so we're talking about retreats. We are going to go meet up. I was confused last week. So we're going this next week to meet up with our cross stitch shop owners to do some brainstorming.
Yes, we are.
So it will be lots of fun. And we will have information for you soon. We think we know how much things are going to be, but we just really need to be sure. So next we're going to talk about our chart rehoming. We talked about these last week. Oh, and you're going to be so impressed because we're going to go halfway up to date. We're losing the old school. Nancy pulled the bowl out, but you know what? I couldn't do the crazy numbering this week. So
because there were a lot of you that wanted our patterns.
Yeah.
So, I mean, wow. I just couldn't believe it. And while we're talking about that, all the comments that were made this week, very nice comments. So nice. Really appreciate them.
So nice. Yeah. Can pull out yours. All right. So last week, Nancy showed you her Voice of the Shepherd. And in case you don't remember, this is what the pattern looked like. This is what Nancy's looks like.
I thought I had it upside down.
We've already done this once.
Yeah, there's mine.
And here's what mine looks like. Mine is a little smaller count. I'm going to move up just a second. Mine's a little smaller count. I probably did a 32 and Nancy did a 28. And mine has a little more green in it. Whole different feel on these things. I'm going to pull on yours. Pull yours too. Because I know you said that we both have a wrinkle right in the middle.
Yeah.
I think mine's going to be made into a pillow. It's in my pillow-it pile.
Pillow-it pile?
And I love this piece. And the other thing I want to say is that we got a lovely email from a viewer, and you know I have not asked permission to say her name, so I'm not going to say her name on the air, but she has offered to, she has a brand new Voice of the Shepherd chart in her possession, still in the package, and she is willing to mail it. So we actually have 2, ladies. So we're going to do this. I will show you that I got to put my fingers over this because I wrote her name down. That for Voice of the Shepherd, we went to number 18. So I looked up random.org. And we're going to put in 1 through 18. I'll show you that I did that. See that? 1 through 18. Ready?
Go.
Generate. 2.
Number 2.
Kathy, I can't say your last name. Grulich. Greulich. Kathy Grulich.
Yay!
Yay, Kathy. And I'm just going to hit generate again. Number 8. Vanessa White.
Nice!
Yay! So
Yay!
ladies, you have both won the Voice of the Shepherd. I got to write those down. Maybe I should just make a star on
Yeah, I
those.
was going to say, let's just star them.
And we will get you taken care of. I'll want to get your email from you so that we can get things set up.
Yes.
Now, Sheep in the Meadow.
That is this piece again.
And Nancy wanted to talk a little about it, right?
Yeah.
We had so many great comments about these.
Yeah, it was so nice. I had somebody point me, more than one person, point me to a website that they do the Sheep in the Meadow and the virtues, little sheep virtues with it. And on that site, you have to be accepted to it. And I'm not going to show this real up close because it's by Pat Carson. And I think she says I can't do it. But it's, the
Please.
Facebook group is Cross Stitch, but no, that's not right. That's not the one I went on to. Cross Stitch by Stitchery Express.
That's buy and sell.
Only personal use of do not share. Available app.
But you didn't go on buy and sell,
No,
right?
I didn't.
You'll have to look it up, and we can put it down below.
But
it's the whole thing, and it shows you how to place
it shows
them.
in the center how to place it. She says that one flower, now there are 8, was removed from the original chart, and then she has an outline for you to follow. So Pat Carson spent a lot of time and figured out how to do the border around it, how to add it in so that everything worked just perfectly, and it fits. The design area on this piece then is 285 by 185. On a 14 by 28 count, it's 20 1/4 by 13 1/4.
So it would still fit on a fat quarter of fabric.
Yeah.
I mean, and
Yes.
leave you plenty of room for framing.
Yes, very nice. It was very nice that she did this too, and that you all shared it with me, because Laura and I had sat down and kind of thought about it, but still, before I put that first one in again, I was going to sit down with her and ask her again to go over it.
And I would have had to think back to a long time ago. Okay, so Sheep in the Meadow is the site. We ran on to the second page, down to number 33.
33.
So Nancy, I'm going to let you do this. I'll put you in.
I get to poke the button?
Yeah, it's your chart. Okay, so you want to show them that it says 1 to 33?
Well, if I can get that. 1 to 33. You see that?
Okay.
Ready? Go. Number 7.
Ooh, it liked little numbers today.
Yeah.
It's CAWOO. Kawoo 43. So, congratulations.
Yay.
You won the chart, and we will get your information and get those out to you. I think that's all I had this for.
Okay.
And I can move this to the
I'll
side.
save these.
And I can turn my phone off. Was that easier than all of the paper and stuff?
Yeah, it was easier.
Not quite as much
Not
fun.
quite as fun.
But, you know, gotta move on. I'm gonna That's when our English fails us. I talked a while back about a project, rehoming, and I had some lovely words from you all that you would take anything that I found. So I was prompted this week, for whatever reason, to go through my stuff, and I found that I have at least 45 pieces that need soft finishing.
Oh,
So
wow.
not framed.
Wow.
Now, a couple of them, like I have the bell pull hardware, and it just needs to go on. And I did make one step this week, and I'll show you that. But these are things that I think, while I love them, while I enjoyed stitching things, they're not things I'm going to hang in my home or do anything with. You're going to have to look and grab things if you want them before yeah. So my first one is this little square. And this I got, and you can see, he's not even centered. It's because I got this at a stitching event, and they said, oh, just measure in 2 inches and start. And so I did. But that's that. And I mean, I know I could make it a cute little, and maybe Lisa Clark, you should get this one. I don't know. Because it would go with your stuff. Then I had, okay, so my downstairs at one time was done in Southwest. And we've since done away with that. And I never even got this thing done and put together and displayed. But I sent this out in a round robin. And I had stitched the central motif, and other people had stitched the other pieces around it. And I really think it's cool.
It's very different for you, though.
Yeah, the Coco Pelly, that's really me. And, you know, like, the lizard was cute and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're just, I mean, it's not something I'm going to display anymore. This... Okay, I've told you before that I stitched in a group that did, you had to stitch what everybody was stitching on. And I wanted to go bad enough that I spent all the money on these buttons and the fabric. And I mean, I had to buy everything there.
Wow.
To be able to go to the group. So it's this one. And it's the Dance as If No One Is Watching. You know, that one. So that's what it is. Pretty piece.
It's cute.
And somebody, I hope somebody will love these.
Uh-huh.
And I'll tell you what I'm going to do here in a minute, because I'm not really going to do all these in one week. Then I have, this was a class. And oh my gosh, those stitches in the circle in there, loved those. And, you know, maybe I would go in and cut that out, but I would hate to do that because that's a nice piece of fabric. It's a pretty sampler. It just, it's not me.
Mm-hmm.
And I took that class at Spirit of Cross Stitch in Des Moines.
Oh.
So probably some of you out there did that too. This is another one of those that I had to, this stuff is called Tattersall.
I like that.
This is one of those things that I had to do for that group. And why in the world did I do that, you know?
Well, you know.
Because I really wanted to stitch. And this is really cute. And, you know, maybe I could cut it all apart and make a bunch of little pin cushions.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I want to cut it apart. And
right.
There would be almost no space to do finishing. Because they kind of fill the squares. Look at that one.
That's really pretty.
And you know what? If I still have this pattern, maybe what I'll do is go back and stitch the ones I really love. And
put those in your box.
Yeah. So anyway, and I have one more. And this was from a shop near Columbus, Ohio. I don't even know which way this one goes. Actually, I think I do, because I know how I do things.
Well, I was going to say, if you rolled in.
But anyway, this was a, can you grab that corner?
Yeah, because I always get the curled edge.
You want that top then?
So I know that it probably goes this way.
Okay, so this was from, I can't think of the name of that shop. But anyway, it was a quilt block a month. And it used specific threads, and you had to buy all the stuff from them to get it. The lucky break for me was that they didn't have the fabric that it called for. And so I got to choose mine, and this is Water Lily. And I love Water Lily. This fabric is fabulous. The squares are really, really pretty. Just not something that's really me. I mean, I could probably make a pretty pillow out of it and be in a pretty good place.
Or something like that.
So, anyway, those are my, how many did I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are 6 things that I'm willing to let go out of my stash. So what I'm going to do, my dear friend, Amy Winters, said when I talked about this, oh, Laura, I would love to rehome anything that you have. So Amy Winters, because you are my dear friend that I know personally, I worked with Amy, okay? you may choose any of these.
Woo!
So why don't you message me? We'll get email in, and I will let you choose one of these projects. Now you have to do the finishing. You have to take it and get it finished. You have to, whatever. You got to do the finishing. I'm not doing that part because that's the whole point. And, but I hope then that you will enjoy that. And guys, after Amy decides, then I'll come back and I'll let you know what else I have, and we'll do some more giving away.
That'll be fun.
So, yeah. We talked last week about our almost 2K giveaway, and we gained 35 new viewers this week.
Thank you, ladies
and
gentlemen. Yeah, I know we have men out there too.
So we are now at 1,833.
Woo!
Did it just get really warm in here?
No.
I'm like dying now. Whew! I may have to sit in.
You just got excited.
I did something about that.
It's your own personal summer vacation.
It is. Oh man. Okay, so stash. First off, I got here this morning and my sister said, "Would you like this? Isn't that pretty? It's purple. It's so dark. I don't know if you can really tell."
And it's sparkly.
Yeah, it's really, really pretty. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm going to put that in my purse. I'll stick it in that bag. Then, remember I've been talking for a couple weeks about, I know I bought something at CC's and I can't find it. I finally found it.
Okay.
So when I right inside the door, she captured us.
Always.
She was having a clearance sale to try and just clear out and make some room. I'm really going to have to sit here and do this for a few minutes. But I found
I'll
two
take this out while
cute
you're doing
things. Oh, I should take these out, huh? I found two cute things. Nancy showed you she got that snowman. I was just deciding between these things. I found this. It's by the Constant Stitcher, and I don't know that I've even heard that. So this one is called Wisdom of the Ladybug. And look how cute that is. I just love that.
That is cute. What does it say?
Don't let the small stuff bug you. And then there's a ladybug. Spend time in your garden. There's a ladybug in between each one of these. Enjoy nature's wonder. Be well-rounded.
I like that one.
And spot new opportunities.
Cute.
I thought that was just darling. So I got that one. And then the other one that I got up front out of the discount basket is this one by Hillside Samplings, who I really, really like. And it's called an English motto basket. And so it has all of these cool little things that you can make. And you can make them into pin cushions. And there's see a pin, pick it up, and all day long have good luck. Then there's Donny worry if it may never happen. Donny worry, it may never happen. Yeah. No, this one's Donny. And then it says, drown your sorrows in a cup of tea.
I like that.
A stitch in time saves 9. Then there's Daunty trouble till trouble troubles you. Obviously, Daunty is don't you. Then the last one says, shine like a glowworm if you can't be a star. And they all have real cute little borders. And, okay, so that's one that I don't ever remember seeing in the shop.
No. And
she put it up there, and I diligently dug through all this stuff. But there is so much crammed into such a tiny little space.
Oh, I know.
Okay, and the last one that I had to have, because I keep thinking about this, is from Heartstring Samplery, and it's Coffee Quaker from the Magical Elixir series part 2. And I just really love this one. It says, first I drink the coffee, then I do the things. Yep, that's me. First I drink the coffee, then I do the things. I just love it. It just is funny. And I'll probably start it, oh, who knows. I would like to start everything yesterday. So I've been kind of holding off waiting. So that's my stash that I found.
I wondered if there was a cup on there, but I don't see one.
It's really cute because it's all those Quaker things and you just don't expect it. And the other one is a little bigger sampler, I think, and it's more traditional. It's more of a band sampler.
Coffee Quaker, the Magical Elixir series.
But this is part 2.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I wanted to talk a little about, Ruth told us that there was a companion piece for your Christmas garden. And guess what? It's already in my stash. I already had it. It's from the Sisters book, and there are some great things in here. I'm not going to do a full flip through for you. That's one I think I want to do for Halloween. I just love that. But the one that she was talking about, and, you know, I look at it and I'm like, oh, yeah, that would be a great companion piece, is Peace and Plenty. I love that. And think about some of those little baskets as smalls. I mean, those would be so pretty. This is a great book. So, oh, and for all of us going crazy over Cinnamon Stars, right? There's this one in here called Witch No More. And the story is great. And there is a personal connection on that one for Alma. And you should read it. And that's a great one.
Yeah.
So it was fun. I only went through one bag in my stash and I found all sorts of stuff. So I'm trying to figure out how to organize my stash a little better, and I think I'm going to just put them alphabetical. I have them by season right now, and I think it's hard for me to figure out which bag which season is in and get it there, and so then I have a bunch of stuff just laying around. And if I could just take it and put it in alphabetically where it goes, that would be better.
As long as you know the name.
Yeah, well.
See, for me, I would never know the name. So.
The designers.
I still probably would never know.
Well, maybe you would have to have a separate one. But I think like Blackbird Designs, I'm going to put all those together. Yeah. Rosewood Manor I already have together. Things like that. Do you have any stash?
I don't have stash.
Okay. Then we were going to talk about previous finishes.
Well, I don't have any finishes, but I did do a little work on some of my July. That's
we haven't gotten, okay. No, we're here at previous finish.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's where it's at. So I'll wait.
Oh, okay. So I told you I have at least 45 things to soft finish. Look at this.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this. So I've been showing you Christmas finishes, and I'm going to, these are not finishes, these are things I brought to talk to you about, so we'll look at them in a little bit. But I thought I would show you some of the Christmas things that I have in here. This is the one that my machine already had this thread color in it, and so I sewed that this week. I got that far. I have to tack that down by hand. Yeah. But look at this, completely stitched. I even have a beautiful bell pull for it. And this is what I was telling her. I had this color thread, so I just folded it under and I ran a sewing machine line and made a point. And, you know, it's that far done. I still have to close the little triangle back here. But then all I have to do is flip that top over where I want it and stitch it down.
That's pretty. That's
and really, pretty. I could probably get the bell pull on there because there's so much. And I could probably run my machine across there.
And you'd be done.
And we obviously know that I have the right color thread for it.
Yeah, you do.
So that's one of my Christmas things. That's not Christmas. This one.
Oh, yeah.
This is the one. This one just gave me fits. It's holly, yeah.
It's trying to straighten her bow out.
This is, now I'm not going to know the names on all of these. This is Charlene Designs, the Holly and the Ivy. I think maybe I have a bell pull for that already, some hardware. But that would be easy to come up with something. And, you know, like there's, look at this, the holly bears the crown right here in the middle. That's over one stitching. And
I remember you working on that, and
I just was frustrated because I didn't have everything in it. Not Christmas, not Christmas. These are my monthlies. So there's 4 of them. This is previous this year. This is this year. That's my strawberry. That's my butterflies. We've shown that.
Mm-hmm.
I've shown that because that's this year. This is this year. Do you hear this? This is this year. This is this year. I've already shown this one because it's my thistles. What I found is that I have a lot of things that I could be utilizing some fabric.
Oh, yes, which is what I find a lot of times too.
Look at this.
I love this guy.
I can't tell you who this is from. I don't remember. But I started this on the way home from Katie's one year. And I got the whole bottom done and really made a lot. Oh, that's that one that I was showing you.
Oh, much cuter.
I told you. It's because you can't see this on the pattern.
Or what this is.
Yeah. I mean, really pretty. And of course, I'm sure I tweaked colors a little. What's this one? Oh, yeah. See? Oh, I didn't put him in my Christmas pile because I was going to try and keep them separated and see if I could add a few. I love that. I just need to make it like a pin cushion. I know what that is. There's that one.
Yeah.
You're working. Nancy's working on this.
Blue flower.
Really pretty. That's not what you pulled out, is it?
Uh-huh.
I should set that over there by yours. Okay. Somebody sent me this one.
Mm-hmm.
I have this. It was fun. I went through these and I was talking to Jeff. I almost gave that one away, but I think I can make a cute pin cushion.
Yes, you can. You need to keep that.
Somebody sent me the stuff for that. This one, I've still got that pattern. People are out there going, what are you doing? Why aren't you showing us? Well, because, you know, I don't want to show you all of it now. I want to finish some. These are my two. This one's Winter. I'll show you him.
He's good.
Any cute. He may be,
like
I can't think what his name is, but by golly, I like him.
Buttons are cute down his tummy.
He was so fun.
There's another little guy.
This, I think, is one that my husband stitched when we were doing little ornament kits, and we gave some of them away to family members.
Look at all those threads carried on the back.
Oh, yeah. Here's the back of his. You know, he didn't know anything. But isn't it lovely that my husband sat down and stitched with me? So you got to count. You got to take it where you can get it.
Absolutely.
You know?
Pardon me.
Does this one bring you some nostalgia?
Yeah.
So this is the doxology. We were raised Methodist. And I think a lot of you sing this. And I love this one. And let me tell you, the pattern on this one, the front cover doesn't look nearly as pretty as this is.
No.
And I did this on 40
dark and
count.
dull, isn't it?
Yeah, and it just almost fades away.
Yeah.
So this is one. Nancy started finishing this one for me, and she didn't quite make it to the end. She was going to make me a big envelope with this. I'm trying to think. I believe it goes this way. Look at this thing. You all know I like purple. This is called Second Chances, and it's by Ink Circles. And this is the fabric that I bought. And then we found that button that Nancy has. And she was going to make that the envelope, you know, fastener on the back.
Well, now you know how, so you can do them.
I don't know how to do that. Okay, and then this, I should make Nancy finish this one for me. Let me tell you why. One year, my sister sends me a message and says, she knows now. Oh, look at this
I better
cute.
get a drink.
Look at this cute stitch along that's starting. I think it's really cute. My brain said, oh, well, she's doing it. Okay, I should do it with her. So I go to the site, and it's something where you have to stitch each piece. What site is this from, Nancy?
I don't know.
You had to stitch each piece as it came and send them a picture before they would send you the next piece. And I did that.
It's a French site.
And it's really cute. Yes, it's French. The entire dang thing is in French. I did it. I spent 4 weeks and did this thing, and she didn't stitch.
I thought it was something she might like. I really didn't like it.
It's not really something I would have just jumped in and said, oh, well, let's just do that. But don't you think Nancy should have to finish that for me now?
That's cute, though.
And I want it to
turned
be
out really cute. You need to put your initial down here.
Yeah, I think I was debating what went in there. But it even has spider web roses here in the middle. Look at those. Isn't that cute? So I just, I feel like Nancy should finish that one into a big pretty pillow for me. Do you ever have pieces that, see now I'm showing you a few extra. Do you ever have pieces that evoke memories?
No, never.
We were traveling to Texas when my sister-in-law died. And for whatever reason, I just pulled something that I wanted to be something quick and easy I could grab and take and run with it. And I grabbed this sampler, and it's a monochromatic thing, and I just chose some floss that I liked, and I started. However, I started like way at the bottom. But I stitched most of this during the time that we were down there. And I just loved it. And I mean, I put the L in the middle. That is my initial, but it was also her first initial. So, and this is on Iced Cappuccino from R&R Reproductions. So I really love this, and I need to just finish it into something. I don't think it has enough room to frame. So I think it's going to be...
They can add some muslin and frame it that way.
You guys know that trick, right? When it's close, you can always sew muslin on and then frame it.
Because poor Kathy, she has to do that to almost all of my pieces because I stitch right down to the edge.
Then this one,
I like that.
I got this piece of fabric and it was really, really bright. So I, not knowing anything, did some coffee and tea dye until I got it a little bit darker. It doesn't have spots, and I think that's because I didn't bake. It's a thread.
Oh, okay.
I think it's because I didn't bake. I didn't know that. But it did tone down the red a little bit. And I still want to go back and do, they have a needle roll out of it.
Here. And cute.
It's really a really pretty piece. And I know I still have, look at the reindeer. He's great.
They're great.
So it may be like reindeer sampler or something like that. That would make sense, right?
You can smell the coffee.
Can you?
Yeah.
This one is from Shepherd's Bush. It's called Hark.
Oh.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
And then, what's next in here? Oh, that one's not. Right. That's a Thanksgiving piece. There's this guy, Brenda Gervais. We always love that, right? Is this one called Jolly Happy Soul?
I think.
Or is that a Santa one? I don't remember. Anyway, I call this one Frosty because that's what it says. I've
got to get that thing stitched.
Love him. That's my April sampler. A rare occasion for me. Feel this. What do you notice? What do you notice? I stitched on even weave, and it's opalescent even weave. And it's this. It's from, I believe this one's from Twisted Threads. And really it was supposed to be stitched over one, but I stitched it over two, and look how beautiful that is.
I like it.
Then she also shows, really cute on there, some really pretty pinky red fabric where she just stitched the tree on it.
Ooh.
And I think maybe she made the tree white. I can't remember for sure, but that
turned out real cute.
Thank you. And I have one more in here, and this is really sad because it's even in with finishing instructions and a little sachet to put inside it. This one is Oh Merry Night, the 2000 Santa ornament from Homespun Elegance. Isn't that cute? So look at that. I made a quick trip through. It looks like a lot of them are winter and Christmas.
About half.
This is my stack. I'm not going to show you all of these, but this is my stack that is not Christmas.
Now, is that all of your finished pieces?
No.
Okay.
These are just the soft finishes.
Okay. Okay.
The other pile, it's bigger.
Too heavy to carry.
Well, you know, maybe we'll go through these periodically, and maybe I'll show you the other ones too.
Do you need help? What's going on?
I was trying to just like get these back in the bag. And then I'm going to keep all the Christmas ones together. Okay, so next up we were going to talk about Christmas in July. You want to talk about yours?
I did not do hardly anything because I'm just being overwhelmed, I think. You know, I've got all these things I want to stitch on, but at the same time, I've got people coming now at night, and they're coming clear up till 8, 9 o'clock at night.
And then they say things like that.
The yard's too big. You know.
Well, I was thinking about, you know, that things that make you think that there's not enough room, so you think you need to take things down.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we have this house is over 2,700 square feet, and we've got 2 floors. We've got a huge deck. We've got a huge patio. We even had somebody say there was not enough entertainment space.
That cracked me up. The only thing,
3/4 of an acre.
Yeah.
So yeah. So you know, I
maybe there's not enough finished entertainment space. I mean, maybe they wanted that patio to extend further or that deck to be bigger, but those are things they'll have to do.
Well, and my thought is, you buy it and then you make the changes.
Yeah.
So I only got to stitch, pardon me, on a couple, and I did get the last word in on Jingle All the Way.
You know today's theme is Jingle Bells, right?
No. So I got that done, and I got part of a little snowflake done down there on Snowflake Day. And then, Laura, you were going to show your, well, here's where I'm at on mine.
So this is what she's working on. Again, I think I must have chosen smaller count fabric. But look how cool and how different they're going to look. Mm-hmm. When Nancy finishes, we're going to show them together again.
Maybe a long time before I get it finished. Huh. But that's all I got to work on.
Okay.
Outside because outside of that is just my lunch project.
And you have it with you?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll show it.
We'll show it in a minute.
Yeah. Okay, so Christmas in July. I'm going to do this fast. It's 12:20.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so we have an appointment. So I started with, the first day was last Saturday, and it was supposed to be Christmas balls. And Nancy and I had originally thought that we would stitch something round, which is when I think Nancy stitched Jingle All the Way. Her last word, maybe. I went a different direction. A ball is a dance. So I worked on Dance of the Tulips by Glendon Place. You remember which one that is?
Mm-hmm. Pretty.
And I don't even think I have a thread hanging amazingly enough. And oh my gosh, I got so off into this, I just didn't want to put it down.
That one is just so fun.
It was really, really pretty. And I was excited to work on that. You want to put that in there for me. Then the next day was Tree Topper. Now, where did I put that little guy? There he is. I think I was going to use him for something else, too. So several years ago, my friend Deanna sent me a freebie pattern that came with all the flosses because it was one of those, I think it's Erica Michaels for Rainbow Gallery, and it was like a surprise series, and you used all different Rainbow Gallery threads. That's all that's in this. And they're all different kinds, so you can feel that and see. And there are fun stitches and things. And to my recollection, Nancy and I had been to the retreat in Oregon, and I decided to pass this stuff because the only thing I didn't have done was the star on top.
Yeah.
And I took a picture of the freebie pattern with my phone, and I passed everything else off to another stitcher because you had to come up with your own beads.
I have it.
You have it. I thought I gave it to...
I have one like that.
I gave it to a lady there, though. Grandma Di. Grandma Di on
maybe
on
I just have
AOL.
Maybe I just have the pattern.
Maybe you do. But anyway, so I gave it to her with all of the stuff. And this is what it is. But when I pulled it out, I really did have the star already on top. So I'm going to pull a piece of, I counted it for that day because I wanted to stitch more on Dance of the Tulips. And you know what? I've done really well, and I thought I deserve this. So since this is what prompted me to go through my finishes. I was madly looking for this.
Okay.
And I made a trip this week to Hobby Lobby. I'm going to pull that pin out. And I found this trim that I'm going to make this into like a pin cushion, and then I'm going to put this trim around the edge.
Pretty.
And I mean, that was a little trickier than I thought because I had to get something that would go with my gold beads.
Mm-hmm.
And my first thought was like pom-poms would have been really cute, but they didn't have stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know I could probably find them, but I like this gold, and it'll be real simple and
I like that.
And kind of let that. I would love to know what happened to that piece because it was fun. Deanna sent it to me, and bad girl that I am, I kept it for way too long. And I did finally do it, and it didn't take me that long. I did it that weekend at the retreat and finished it.
Yeah. And I may not have that one. I may have one that's very similar.
But it was cute. So that was my tree topper. And then I got to something blue. And, you know, I had all these plans to work on this other stuff this week. And when it came to it, by the time I get ready in the evening, sometimes it is, let me grab whatever is closest. So I actually worked on this for something blue and something treasured. It's the Tribal Hippo by White Willow Stitching. And I love this guy. Oh, I threw my floss on the floor. And this floss really seriously is blue. It's deep sea. But with this green fabric, it's kind of hard to tell. And that's what I managed to get done.
Quite a bit in.
Yeah, because I worked on him another day too, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. So something blue, something treasured, because I will treasure him when he's finished. Then I did Christmas Travel, and that was the 18th. And on the 18th, on Stitch Mania, you're supposed to start a new project. So I had 2 projects I was starting this month, and I started both of them. They are Spread Peace by Heart in Hand and Summer Sampler by Sisters and Best Friends. Now, the cool thing is that Peace is one that that she did for, I'm going a little brain dead on you. Yeah. I was trying to find, she wrote really nice on the back, in tribute to the lives lost in the September 11th, 2001 attacks on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon. All proceeds from the sale of this leaflet will be given to the American Red Cross. Join us in spreading peace today from one heart to another. And I just love that. And I mean, look at that. It's got purple, it's got blue, it's got that pretty dove. Mm-hmm. When I bought this, and I bought it like right away, so I've had this sitting in my stash since 2001. For whatever reason, I put this piece of fabric in with it. And I love it. So I changed my colors.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah, because they wouldn't have shown nicely.
Oh, and you know what? The only one I had was whitewash. The dove. That's literally the only one I had. And in fact, I borrowed the blue for the eye from the other project. So I ended up using Pebble to be the lettering. Mm-hmm. And it looked real silver and gold. I was kind of going for a silver and gold thing. And it actually ended up having kind of a silver and gold to it. The words do. And then for the outside to be kind of gold on this blue, I used putty.
Okay.
Isn't that interesting? And I was going to use bark for my green, but I decided it was too dark. So I ended up using Evergreen from, it's a sampler thread instead of a Weeks Dye Works. But those are my colors. And then I think I used Blue Jay for the eye, and just a blue eye, just put it in there. And I got to do some lazy daisy stitches, and I signed it and everything. And the cool thing for me this week is that I posted my picture, and when you're posting on Instagram, if you can, tag the designer, because they like to see things. And guess what? She came back and said lovely words to me, and then she chooses her top 10 posts of the week. And mine was one of them.
Yay!
It was so
Very
exciting.
Cool.
And this also made my day on the 19th for birds. So I finished the first one on the morning of the 19th. And I had just barely started this guy. And I got him out and did a little more. And then the 20th was Christmas carols. Remember this guy? I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Only a hippopotamus will do. So you can make anything work that you want. If you try hard enough, you can figure it out. I'm like, I don't want to start something else. I want to work on my project. Oh, I want a hippopotamus
I'm gonna think
for
this
Christmas.
all day long now.
Oh, that's wonderful. And that's my floss for it. So I just got to remember it's there. And then yesterday, that brings me up to yesterday, and it was something yellow or gold. And Nancy and I kind of chose that on purpose for me because yesterday was my son's 19th birthday, and his favorite color is yellow. So I really was not far on this bird. And so I stitched all the yellow, and then I put in the black outline, and as far as I've gotten. And this calls for 2 different shades of yellow to do those swirls and the beak and the leg. And, you know, I didn't have them. So I am using the same color for those. I think I did pull a different color for the star because I'm going to do the pillow. And I don't think I'm making it nutmeg. I'm going to use the brandy that it calls for. But that takes me through yesterday. And so, you know, that was kind of quick and whirlwind, but got that done. And I've enjoyed stitching on them. So coming up next today is Jingle Bells. I think that I am maybe going to be a little off the beaten path on this one. I told you I went through one bag. Well, I came up with something that I want to work on. My friend Mel in Australia sent me these and all of the floss.
Wow.
And years ago, because these have been out since 2011.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this one, Here Comes Trouble. This one is First Base. And this one is All Together Now. And they're the clef. This is the alto clef, if you don't understand that. And so I was looking, and remember I did that piece that I finished in January, my very first finish of the year, and it was the tiles, the monthly thing from the previous year, and I finished it up, or it was from 2018, I guess, but I finished it up. And it was on this fabric.
Yes, now I do, yeah.
From Silk Weaver. And this is just a solo, and it's 32 count. I would have enough if I squished these all together to do all of them on this.
Nice.
But I would only have an inch at each end.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if I want to do that, or if I want to do each one on a different color.
Oh.
But I'm going to do, look at this. This is beautiful. I love the colors that it is. I obviously have all the colors already. I've seen people converting these. This one I like as is, especially on here. It only uses 4 colors. So they are crescent colors: steamed broccoli, poblano pepper, cinnamon toast. Cinnamon toast is the lines on everyone. And fleur de lilac.
Mm-hmm.
So these, can you hold that side for me? These are the colors for it. Aren't they pretty?
That does look really pretty.
So that one is going on here. And then I'm going to play and decide. I actually found another piece of this, but it's 25 count.
Oh.
Same color. So it would be bigger. And I think I'd rather have them all the same size. So I don't know. I was thinking I would start that today for Jingle Bells, because Jingle Bells is a song, and for a song you need music, and this is music.
Right.
See? Make those work. Do you know what you're stitching today?
No.
Okay. Tomorrow is, you know, I have not looked at these and planned any of these.
I've really kind of given up. I'll just work on the ones that I have.
You need to just make them work. You need to talk yourself into it. Tomorrow is sprinkles, sugar cookies. I think you should just go buy a cookie and enjoy yourself. The 24th is reindeer. I'll probably be back to my reindeer sampler on that one. And then there's the 25th is Santa's Beard Specialty Fiber. Ooh, I was going to show you. Several years ago at the old mill, they had some black linen. That is black. It's linen. You see how sheer that is? You can see me through there. Hi, Nancy. And they stitched several of the Prairie Schooler Santas over one on it. Now, I have to decide if I'm going to stitch them over one. I don't have all of them. I have 1985, 87, I have a ton, 88, 92, 95. This guy, this is the one I've told you the story about, that I took it to the Spirit of Cross Stitch and laid it on the counter along with the other one, and my sister-in-law snatched it up and said, this is the one you're selling and I'm buying it.
Yeah.
So I think he's one that has to go on there. But, you know, look, I have a whole bunch of these. I'm missing some of the early ones, and I know you can get them in folios, but it doesn't tell you. I don't think these are all the ones from the folios, but look at that. Some of them are in yellow, one's in green, one's in blue. So I could really change up some color, and I love this little guy. I kind of looked to see if any of them were, yeah, I kind of looked to see if any of them were holding jingle bells, and they're not. And then I have this folio.
I like that one.
Oh, me too. We like this big guy, but these are bigger than the other ones. So, you know, I don't know, maybe I'd have to compare. Maybe if I did him over one, he would be the same size as these guys over two, but then would he look funny because he would be...
Right.
So anyway, that's a project that I have thought about for years and years, and maybe I'll get him out and work on Santa's beard literally that day. And then we were to Boxing Day on the 26th. Maybe that's a fortuitous thing for you because that's your son's birthday. And Boxing Day. That's the day when you'll have to really box everything.
I hope so.
I
hope so. I've started packing some stuff.
And then the 27th is Candlelight.
And we do have two people looking really seriously too.
Yay!
Yeah.
The 27th is Candlelight. I think either one of those Santas or something else is there. And then there are just a few days after that to finish up, like 4 days past that. So I was going to show you guys too, of all the crazy things. I have this calendar from 1996. I really do love that pattern on the front. I don't know if I would ever stitch it.
Yeah. There are a lot of things like that that I think are so cute.
And
I just would never use them. That's cute.
So this is the one that I think I may do. And I think, we were talking about primitive. I think I could make him primitive by not doing those darn quarter stitches. I'm going to do only whole stitches in there because it's not going to cut off that much. When I looked at it back here, it was, I mean, it's stuff like, why do I need that quarter stitch there?
Yeah.
Or there?
Yeah.
I mean, they're just things I don't need. And
all the flowers.
And I don't think I need that on the flowers. I can either make the flower heads bigger. Maybe I'll start with the border and the flowers so that I can see how they look. Because then I could fill in the bear.
Yeah. Oh, I guess they're not flowers. They're berries.
Yeah, they're bear berries. That's, you know, you're not going to get the pattern from that. But look, it's in color.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to do that guy. And I don't know if he'll fit this week or not. But something about him.
It's funny.
From 1996. And there's stuff on my calendar, stuff I was doing. Not a ton, but I have some things. Oh, the America's Smithsonian was at Bartle Hall that year. Bartle Hall, I don't think that even operates anymore, does it? I don't know. And the other cool stuff that I found, I guess it's just this one. How many of you are thinking about doing a Hawk Run Hollow? Because when are they doing that? Starting October 1st or September 1st? Somebody's going to jump in there and tell me. I know you will. You're so good at that. In my stash, I found that I have the Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. And I know that I bought this during an event where we got a discount and I did not pay full price.
Yeah.
And the one that's been kind of holding me up is this one, the In Memory Of. But in looking online, somebody had done this and had put wrought by their name in the year of our Lord and put the year. Now they left out those swirls in the middle and I don't see why I'd have to do that, but I think maybe that's what I'll do instead. So that's kind of where I am for the week. I'm like anxious to get to my stuff. I'm excited. I've loved stitching all month and I've gotten really creative on those days where I'm like, I just want to work on this project.
You know, I wanted to do that, but it just hasn't worked out for me. So I'm sorry I didn't play along.
You play it along some. You need to just take pictures. You need to just find pictures and post for the day with the theme. And those of you who aren't doing it, just find pictures. Post a picture of something for the day. And what's your work project? I'm excited.
You know.
Oh, Hello Spring.
Hello Spring. I've been working on it all month. And
you're doing good.
I am here.
Look at those swirlies.
So I'm almost done.
Have you gotten clear to the edge now?
I've got the big flower to put on the end.
Oh, okay.
And then the flower here and 2 flowers up in here.
Cool.
And I'm done. So
I love that.
and I have to fill in here and fill in here.
That's funny. You outlined, and I know you guys noticed that I did that on my crow. I outlined him because we're going to be stitching today, and I wanted to be able to just stitch and not worry.
And that's why I do that at work too. I just make the outline, and then I can go back in when there's somebody sitting with me, you know, and I can talk and easily stitch then. So
makes it better, doesn't it? So that is us for the week. This was a long video. You guys say that you love our long videos and you wished we made longer ones. You know what? We have some friends that we may try and get together for a just a stitch together, and maybe we will do a group stitch with me. I did watch Stitching Social, and I liked that they just had everybody show what they were working on. And that was the video.
Yeah. That was fun. But didn't you love it that the mom kept showing all her stuff?
Yes!
She didn't want to be on it, and she kept showing things over and over and over.
Isn't that how moms are?
It sure is.
People were talking about mom and dad and all that this week. You can go ahead. And I think you guys have figured out that Nancy and I have lost both our mom and our dad. So we really like our sweet memories section because it brings a smile to our eye.
And tears sometimes.
Oh, I think I got her this time. Okay, so she is Nancy.
And she's Laura.
And we are the Addicted Sisters. Have a great stitchy week. Bye-bye.